All right, Brian. Hey, first of all, I just wanted to uh congratulate you, man. I know it's been a lot of years work for you to get to this point, so I know it's an exciting time for you and your family. So, congrats, man. Um,
Oh, thank you.
Talk to me a little bit about Brian, the jockeys that come out of Acadiana. This is a small populated area, yet we have so many successful jockeys. You now join that list of guys that have won the Derby. Calvin, Kent DeSormo. I mean, there's just tons of guys that have come out of this area. Why do you think so many jockeys from Acadiana have so much success at the highest level?
I think it's just from, our work ethic. We start working really hard, really young. We start getting on horses down there in the Lafayette area and Louisiana, just really early on in our lives. And we just kind of grew up around them. And then from that point on, it's just, we're fortunate enough to where they have a lot of great horsemen down there in Louisiana. And we learn from really good horsemen and just kind of learn the right way, I believe. And,
Very
and then
smart man.
the guys that have left, the guys that have kind of ventured out of there and gone to bigger racetracks, we've just been fortunate enough to be successful at it.
You grew up here. Did you go to Acadiana High? Is that where you graduated from?
Yeah, I graduated in 2004 from Acadiana High. Yes, sir.
So I know I read that you were, I guess, going to Delta Downs during the mornings, working out horses, then going back to school, and then riding at night. I mean, that had to be wild going back and forth. You were really busy even at a young age.
Yeah, it was a busy time, but fortunately enough, I had my parents helping me a lot at the time. My dad was riding back then too, so he was doing most of the driving, and I was fortunate enough to, like I said, just have a really strong family behind me that helped us with everything.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about Saturday's race because you had one move that you made to get in that front spot when you were between the rail and cracked Phantom, and you pushed through to get to that top spot and were able to hold it. That was a critical point in that race for you. You don't get through there, you may not win it. Talk about that and how tight it was in there.
Yeah, that was kind of our game plan the whole day going into the race. When we drew the three posts like we did, Kenny and I had discussed it that we wanted to save all the ground possible, and
Yeah.
if a spot opened up, just go ahead and take the spot and let them show what a good horse we had. And it was just one of those fortunate, magical moments where everything worked out perfectly for us on Saturday. And another testament to it is the horse. Our horse was there for us the whole day.
When you look at the race, it was so tight. I mean, I read something where you said that you felt like you were going to win the race because Mystik Dan was running well, but then at the end, could you feel Sierra Leone and Forever Young edging up to you? I mean, I'm sure you could feel them right at the end
Yeah, when
there.
we got to the 16th pole, I mean, you knew some horses were going to be surging. I wasn't sure they were going to be surging that hard. So when we hit the wire, I wasn't really certain if we had won yet or not because it was just so close.
And when you found out you had won, I mean, a lot of relief there because this is a big race, man. This is the one that everybody's watching.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lifetime dream. This is the race that everybody in America was watching. It was the highest rated Derby on TV in history, so it meant a lot, and it was just such a great accomplishment. It's 20 years of hard work, 20 years of getting up every morning and showing up and just trying to find the right horse. And luckily, Mystik Dan was our right horse.
It was. Talk to me a little bit about Mystik Dan. I mean, give me a little idea of what type of personality he has and then the relationship you have with him, because obviously you have a special relationship with him that nobody else will have.
Yeah, I think that was a testament to what a good horse he was, and what's so special about him is just his mindset. He's such a smart, intelligent horse, and he wants to do everything you ask of him, and that's all he gave us everything he had on Saturday. And he I think he understood the magnitude of the moment. He understood how big of a deal this was, and for him to go out there and run as big as he did, we owe everything to him and Kenny as well, and the owners. It was just such a magical moment to be able to win the Kentucky Derby. It's still hard to believe, but Mystik Dan did it for us.
Do you do you understand how excited people here in Acadiana get for guys like you who have success? Because when you go on and you have success like you've had and many other jockeys, people here in Acadiana, they look at you as one of their own sons. So I mean, it means a lot to people here in this area.
Yeah, it meant a lot because on Monday night my wife and I and my dad, we flew back to New Orleans. We still have a home there in New Orleans, so we flew back to New Orleans, and on the plane, everybody was just congratulating us and everything else. And it was just really special. And then yesterday afternoon, Governor Jeff Landry, he had a car come over to New Orleans and pick us up, and they celebrated us over at the mansion. So, I mean, to be there with the governor of Louisiana, it makes you proud to be from Louisiana, and just to see how many people have reached out from back home, and all the joy it's brought to people. It's great to see racing at such a bright light, and to be able to showcase, especially Louisiana racing. That it wasn't just me winning the Derby this weekend. They had a couple of Louisiana bred horses from down there win some races Derby Day. So it's a magical time of the year for Louisiana racing. That's for sure.
It is. You're kind of carrying on the tradition. You're one of the younger jockeys, and now you've won a Derby, so you're carrying on the tradition of Louisiana jockeys who are continuing to win it at the Kentucky Derby and keep the state on the map when it comes to the production of jockeys that have come from this area. Let me ask you about Mystik Dan. What do you think the chances are that he races in the Preakness? Has there been a decision made yet? Or are you still waiting to see how he looks?
We're just still waiting. We're waiting to let Kenny make his decision. Kenny McPeak, the trainer, he's going to decide what's best for his horse, and decide if we're going to go to Preakness or not. We'll know in the next few days.
Yeah, you have to make a decision by what, Monday?
Yes, by Monday. They enter for the Preakness on Monday, so we'll definitely know by Monday.
Yeah. Obviously, you would love to ride him in that race because, you're still in the running for the Triple Crown, which is the pinnacle of horse racing. But, I know you do what's best for the horse. Physically, did he look pretty good after the Derby? He looked to me, but my eyes are different than yours. Well, how he looked after that race.
I got to see him Sunday morning, but then I left town for a few days, and I haven't been here. But Robbie Alvarado, another great Louisiana rider, he's retired now, but he's been getting on him. He's been exercising him in the morning, and he was beaming up and down all morning this morning after he trained, saying how great he was doing. So, you have to respect the guy of Robbie's knowledge, that he knows how good he's doing. So we'll let Kenny decide in the next few days and go from there.
You've ridden a lot of horses over the years. From after this race, what do you think separates Mystik Dan? No matter what happens from here on out with this horse, where is he going to fall in the history of great horses? His history's not been written yet. Still, he's still got time. But I'm just saying, what do you think?
No, he's already in the history books. He's Mystik Dan, the 150th Kentucky Derby winner. That's rarefied air. So it's you're excited for the horse and just proud of him, I think, is the biggest thing. We're just so proud of everything we've asked him to do, and for him to step up on the biggest stage on the biggest day. You're just so proud of the horse.
How about for you? Once you win a Derby as a jockey, it puts you out there too at a level that you've never been before, and you've ridden for a long time. But once you win a Derby, all of a sudden your name becomes more of a household name. It's your life is about to change, is changing too as we speak, right?
Oh, it has changed. Like I told Governor Landry yesterday when we were standing there in the mansion, I said, well, last week I was just out there galloping horses at Churchill Downs. This week I'm sitting in the governor's mansion of Louisiana. You never expect that to happen. So it's a fun, life-changing experience. That's for sure.
Well, you growing up, obviously you dreamed of being in this position. But you go through a lot of years. When you moved to Kentucky, I read when you were at high school, you're preparing, but you don't know what's going to happen. You ride for years and years, and you're just another jockey out there. And then you finally get to this point, you're able to seize the moment. That's got to feel good, Brian.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, especially the way we were able to do it, to go out on Friday and win the Kentucky Oaks, and then turn around on Saturday and win the Derby. It's only been done by 8 jockeys in the history of horse racing. So it's a pretty significant accomplishment, and it's a proud moment, and I think one of the proudest things that I'm really enjoying is just how much people from back home have reached out and just said, how proud they are of us and the accomplishment we were able to achieve over the weekend.
Are you in New Orleans? Are you racing some more coming up?
No, I flew back this morning, and we're about to start the first race here at Churchill in about 30 minutes.
Oh, so you're about ready to ride again? Okay.
Yeah, we're about to go right back at it. We gotta try to find next year's Derby winner all over again.
There you go. I know you're getting ready. Well, hey man, thanks for fitting us in. We appreciate it, and congrats again, Brian. We're proud of you, man.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Take care, my friend.
Yep. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.